Welcome back to the Good Sports Podcast. In segment 2, we're going to dive into the comeback stories for both the Boston Red Sox and the Philadelphia Phillies and what they are doing right now in Major League Baseball to catapult themselves into a prime position to make the postseason in their respective leagues. And not only do that, but win the World Series. Every team's dream to win the World Series. So let's start off by talking about the Boston Red Sox. This team could not get going. They were underachieving. They had a win-loss record of 10-17 when Alex Cora was there. And in the first month of the season, the Red Sox thought that they could turn their season around. However, they were stuck. They were stuck until Alex Cora, who was with the team since 2018, he departs. He's relieved of his managerial duties. They decide to move on from him. And they get a new fresh start. They get a guy in Chad Tracy, who's now the interim manager for the team. And for Tracy, he has some managerial experience with the Red Sox AAA affiliate baseball team and the Worcester Red Sox. And he also has a baseball background as well as a player. He played college baseball at Pepperdine University, so he's got some experience there on both sides of the coin. So Chad Tracy comes in, and people wondered, especially Red Sox fans, how was this move going to turn out for the Red Sox? Was it going to be good? Were they going to be average? Or were they going to be worse? Well, it turns out that the Red Sox, after firing Alex Cora, they were better. They are now 42-32 with Chad Tracy as the manager of the ball club. That is just an amazing turnaround, and that's a way for them to stay patient and to see how the process develops. And they are certainly doing that right now. The Red Sox are a totally different team right now. Let me give you some stats right now to help you kind of illustrate the turnaround for the Boston Red Sox. Their run differential before firing Alex Cora was -3. But now, their run differential is in the positive territory at +48. They are scoring runs and they are driving in runs at a high rate. They have gone from a 3.65 runs per game average, and they have increased it to over 4 runs per game. They're getting on base more. They were once at a .312 on base percentage, and that average has increased slightly, but they'll take it. They have increased it to .314, and they're showing that they don't have to hit home runs out of the park every time, and just take their walks, get on base for the hitters behind them, and they're just doing all that they can to produce in a big way. And their batting average as a team has gone from .236 up to .244. So those are some big gains that the Red Sox are currently displaying right now. But do you want to know the stat that catches my eye? It's their team earned run average. This team had an ERA of over 4 runs per game. They couldn't stop anybody. They couldn't stop any opposing offenses. But now, fast forward 3 months later, they have an earned run average of 3.56. Now that is a drastic change. They are continuing to get strikeouts. They are continuing to make the plays that they need to make on the defensive side of the ball. And also, this team had a 15-game winning streak They were looking to win 16 games. They took on the Baltimore Orioles on July 21st in a doubleheader. The Red Sox won that game, and they won their 15th consecutive contest. They continued that hot winning streak. They were one of the hottest teams in baseball. But then in Game 2 of the doubleheader, the Orioles score 4 times in the top of the first inning, and they won 5-1 to end the 15-game winning streak for the Boston Red Sox. Now, the Red Sox, yes, they had their winning streak snapped, but they are going to continue to be one of the talks in baseball in what they are doing right now. They are not only going to have the goal of making the postseason, but they've got another goal in trying to win the World Series, and they certainly have that. You want to know why did they have a chance to win the World Series and then continue to play like the way that they are right now? Offensively, they're led by Wilson Contreras. He can play designated hitter. He can play at first. He's a catcher. And he leads the team in home runs, RBIs, and batting average. And then when you look on the pitching side, Sonny Gray has won 12 games and has lost only one. One game. That's pretty impressive. And he leads the team in wins and ERA. And then when you look on the defensive side of the baseball, they have committed 45 fielding errors. Now, it could be worse, but there's plenty of room for improvement for any team in Major League Baseball, and the Boston Red Sox are no exception. They continue to grind it out. They continue to work hard during this season. And also one of the other reasons why the Red Sox are where they are right now is because of their closer, Aroldis Chapman. He has been in the league for a long time. And if you would have thought, just like me, that he was going to stay with the Boston Red Sox and they continue to struggle and not go on this winning streak, I would have told you no, he would be going elsewhere. But since the Red Sox are continuing to win games and get themselves into a better position, the Red Sox are deciding to hold on to him. And why would they want to get rid of him? I mean, he is pitching with an ERA of 1.93, and he is a flame-throwing left-handed pitcher that gives the opposing offenses nightmares. He is just scary to go up against. And so those are some of the reasons why the Boston Red Sox are where they are right now. And they are going to definitely be a team to look out for in the second half of the season and also in the postseason as well if they get there. So let's transition to the Philadelphia Phillies. They too had a managerial change. So 3 days later, after Alex Cora gets fired from the Red Sox, the Phillies decide to move on from Rob Thompson, who is 62 years old. He has been with the ball club for 4 seasons from 2022 to 2025. And in those seasons, he has led the Phillies to 4 consecutive postseason appearances, including in 2022 when he got the Philadelphia Phillies to the Fall Classic, where they would eventually fall to the Houston Astros. And coming into the 2026 season, the Phillies had high hopes to yet again be in World Series contention. But the season didn't start the way that they wanted it to. They had a win-loss record of 9-19. And they went on a bad 10-game losing streak. And that is what got Rob Thompson fired. He was relieved of his managerial duties. And then comes in Don Mattingly, an experienced baseball player for 14 seasons and also an experienced manager. He has managed teams including the Dodgers and the Marlins over the years. He has managed for 15 seasons, and he is now the interim manager for this Phillies organization. Just like Chad Tracy for the Red Sox, he has made a big impact in turning the Phillies season around. And they have boosted up to a 47-28 win-loss record. That is incredible. Now, similar to the Red Sox and their turnaround, I'm going to go ahead and give you the stats for the Phillies. Their run differential was minus 54 before Rob Thompson was fired. They now have increased that running differential up to minus 15. Their batting average is at 232. They have increased it to 236. Their on-base percentage, they're getting on base. It was 305, now it's 303. And they are scoring more runs than they were in April. They have scored 3 runs a game in April. And then when you fast forward to July, they have scored over 4 runs per game. But also, just like the Red Sox, their team ERA has got increasingly better. It was at 4.67, but now it has dwindled down to 4.27. And you want to know why the Phillies are improving? Well, they're led by their veteran leaders in Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, and Brandon Marsh. And all 4 of those guys are all-stars. They're continuing to be the heart and soul of this Philadelphia Phillies organization. And the team continues to believe when those guys are in the dugout or out on the field. And they continue to be the players that step up in the big moments whenever they need to. On the other side, they're led by their all-star pitcher in Christopher Sanchez, who leads the team in wins, strikeouts, and earned run average. You also have Zach Wheeler. Let me give him his flowers. He deserves it. He has pitched over 100 innings this season, and he's got an ERA just a shade over 2. And also, they've got their closer in Johan Duran. He is responsible for 24 saves. And so when he comes into the game in the 9th inning, the Phillies are continuing to count on him to get the big outs whenever he needs to. And also, he trusts the defense as well to make the plays behind him, to take the pressure off of him. So he has definitely been a catalyst for this Phillies organization since they got him from the Minnesota Twins. He has produced big time, and so I would not expect anything different from him and this Phillies organization as well. The Philadelphia Phillies are a red-hot ball club right now. They currently hold the 2nd wild card spot in the National League. They're 4.5 games behind the Atlanta Braves for the top of the National League East Division. So who knows? I mean, the Phillies are red-hot right now. They could potentially do anything, and including winning the World Series. They were short of their goal of winning in 2022 and all those years that Rob Thompson was there. But now you've got a fresh face in Don Mattingly that can totally just continue to get this team in the right direction. So watch out for the Phillies. They are also a patient squad as well, and they are playing some of the best baseball of the season right now. So kudos to the Phillies for their turnaround, and anything can happen. After 162 games, everything is set back to 0. Then you play on from there. So the Philadelphia Phillies, I believe they are definitely going to be in postseason contention. I also believe that they are going to be in World Series contention as well with the turnaround that they have had. So just that patience and the belief in what the organization can do and what the team can do has really catapulted not just the Phillies into a postseason position, but for the Red Sox as well. And imagine if the Red Sox and the Phillies meet in the World Series this season. That would be a storybook type of World Series. That would be incredible to watch. So stay tuned for that. When we come back to the Good Sports Podcast, in segment 3, we're going to touch on Trey Turner and his roller coaster game against the Los Angeles Dodgers on Monday, July 20th. I'll share that with you and more when the Good Sports Podcast returns. My name is Brady Masters, and we'll be back to the program after this.